As much as you may feel about the Word of God, some people feel some type of way about the Word of God. They say, well, he's stopping me from doing all of these things, and he's asking me to do all of these other things. But I promise you, if you are observant and you dig into the Word of God and you look at his laws and look at his precepts and look at his commandments and look at his ways, you'll find that everything that he's asked of us, he's done first. Another thing that defines, and one thing I appreciate about our God, is there's very little that he leaves for us to do by ourselves. In fact, when you look through the word, there's very few, if anything at all, you can find that he asks you to do without him. There's three levels of doing in God. There's a time where God does things for you. That's what we're talking about right now. When he doesn't ask us to do anything that he hasn't done. There's times where he does things for us. Anybody ever witnessed God doing something for you? There was in a situation that you encountered, there was a circumstance that you were up against, and the government couldn't help you out. You called auntie and them, cousin them, friends and them. You called all of them, and they meant well, but they couldn't quite help you out. Well, I want to let you know you might want to go back to them and forgive them because God set that up. Yeah, I want to let you know that God set it up that way because there's some times where he wants to do things for us. Yeah, and that's what invokes some of the praise that we just lifted up for us, is because he does things for us. I mean, we're able to trust in him, lean on him, go for him for all that we need because he'll do things for us. There's another level in God where he does things with us. When I say with us, that is to say that he partners with us. He's side by side. In other words, he'll do X and then he'll ask you to do Y. So he'll ask you to call somebody that you know don't like you, and you'll be fighting on the inside. You say, Lord, they ain't gonna hear nothing that I say, but you don't know that God has already went before you and he's prepared their heart. Some of you guys have gone into applications and applied for careers that you ain't have no business walking in. You say, God, I'm not qualified. I ain't do nothing but drop out. I mean, I got some sort of intellect, but the paperwork says online that you have to have X, Y, and Z. And through your obedience, you went ahead and filled out the application. And when God went on the background and prepared the way for you, all you had to do was do your part of the bargain, and you two partnered together to do the will of God. God does things for us. God does things with us. But then the final level is when God does things through us. Oh my God, how beautiful it is that God would use imperfect, finite vessels like you and I, with all of our I can't help it and all of our habits and all of our things that we fall short in, that God would choose you, God would choose me, God would choose we